Good afternoon, everyone. This is Alan with D9J Sports. We're right back at it with another show. We've got a great one lined up for you this morning. Mina Kimes from ESPN. She's right back at it, ladies and gentlemen. She said, cover four, you throw the football deep. Coach JB, he called her out on it. Now she started a war of words on ESPN, Twitter, and everything else. She's even got some of the guys weighing in with her, want to get on her side. We're going to break this thing down, and we're going to tell you why Mina Kimes, she needs to stay in her lane. Let's jump right into this thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard, Mina Kimes is right back at it again. Mina Kimes goes on the show and says it's cover four. Everybody knows that you throw the football deep in cover four. Well, Mina, and then Coach JB comes back and says, well, no, cover four is to prevent you from throwing the football deep. Yes, or right or wrong, I'm going to break this thing out and tell you. Well, I played quarterback before, and I know that cover four is to prevent you from throwing the football deep. But in any coverage in football, doesn't matter whether it's man, zone, cover three, cover two, it doesn't really make any difference. You can still get open if the receiver gets open and the defensive back doesn't play the way he wants to. But that isn't why I want to weigh in. I want to weigh in and tell you how, once again on my show, that Mina Kimes and a lot of these ladies out there, not all of them, a lot of them need to stay in their lane. Now, Mina Kimes sits on the show with all these former NFL players, and she wants to spit out her analogies about coverages and about defenses and about blocking and tackling. Well, I'm fed up with it. And the reason I'm fed up with it is because, man, I don't want to hear some lady, not all ladies, but I don't want to hear some lady sitting up and telling us about no football. Now, if you're just an ordinary Joe and you've never played football, probably you may not know. But if you play football and you understand coverages, you know what it's about. And you surely don't want to hear this lady sitting up telling you about cover four. But for her to get into it with Coach JB, we all know Coach JB. She gets into it with Coach JB. Then she goes out and brings everybody else into it. Instead of standing on her own 2 feet and I guess fighting the battle herself, she wants to bring everybody into it. Now, here, I'm going to tell you right now, for all those guys who's sitting up there pandering to her on ESPN, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. When is feminism going to stop? It's never going to stop. And in the sports world, this doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense that these guys are sitting on ESPN knowing all along that isn't what cover four is, but just to pander with her because she has a cute face. Doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. Time and time again, we hear Mina Kimes sitting up spitting out. Well, I don't, because I stopped watching ESPN a long time ago. But you sit up and you hear these women on these panels, and it doesn't make any sense. Once again, and I don't care if you ladies get in my comment section or not. I'm just keeping it real. You can't tell me that if you sit up and you got, let's say, for instance, you got Kurt Warner, Dan Orlovsky, Ryan Clark, Cam Newton up there, and then some lady up there telling us about Cup. That doesn't make it. It doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even sound right. It doesn't even look right. Okay, it doesn't even look right. Why don't you cover something else? But ESPN allows this to happen. They allow it to happen, and we're supposed to be okay with it. As a public, we're supposed to be okay with it. And if you do not, and if you're not okay with it, then you're a male chauvinist. That doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. And I'm disappointed that ESPN, with all the negative pub that they're already getting behind the coverage of LeBron James, so much trying to pump him up over MJ, it just doesn't make any sense that they will continue to allow this to happen. So, Coach JB, I'm going to tell you, stick with your guns. Stick with your guns, because I'm going to tell you right now, I believe in you. And once again, cover four or any coverage can be beaten. But we know what it's designed for. We know what it's designed for. But Mina Kimes, when is it going to stop, ladies and gentlemen? When is it going to stop? It's never going to stop. It's never going to stop, because ESPN continues on to let this happen. Instead of telling her, Mina, pump the brakes. You pump the brakes. But no, that's not what they're doing. If all the guys on the show who pandering to her, man, stop the madness. Stop the madness. So this is Alan with D9J Sports. I just want to weigh in and give you my take on it because it just doesn't make any sense. Mina Kimes, Coach JB. Come on, Mina. Stay in your lane. It's Alan with D9J Sports. I'm definitely OUT.